What's going on, guys and gals? This is Auto Tech. Got the day 2 classes all done, and we actually managed to finish pretty early, so that's pretty sweet. So I'm actually going to ride up to Smokey Point area. That is, well, I'm not super familiar with the area, so I'm not going to pretend like I 100% know, but looking at the map, it is past Marysville or Maryville or whatever, so a little ways past Everett. It says it's about like 57 kilometers, so that's what, like 30 something miles, so not too terribly far. Talking to the instructor and some of the guys from the class and whatnot, sounds like I'll pretty well be going against the traffic each way, so won't really be too terribly bad, because like most people will be, you know, heading out of Seattle when I'm on my way back in, so that's why I was kind of like, well, I should do that today, because originally today I was thinking of going over to the Linwood area, but now that I'm out earlier, it's like I'd be a fool not to do the out-of-town ride, and then tomorrow I'll go to Linwood or whatever, but well, we'll see. Tomorrow's supposed to be raining, so we'll see what happens if I venture too terribly far. I did a little Ask It today. I stayed a couple minutes behind and talked to the instructor, and I was kind of asking him, I was like, you know, if someone was looking to relocate to this area, like what dealerships would you recommend, you know, someone applying to and stuff? And he told me a couple of the good dealerships, and he explained, you know, what some of their ups and downs were and stuff like that, and where, you know, where you'd want to live if you were commuting to them, and you know, and then he kind of pointed out, he's like, you know, and like this one, the service manager is actually a good friend of mine. And he kind of like paused, and I was like, okay, all right. So I see where this is going. So he's telling me he could put a good word in for me. So that's definitely a good option to have. I mean, if you have an instructor of the course training for the company that you work for, you know, like giving a good thumbs up for you, I'm sure any boss would kind of be all over that. I definitely do enough gabbering about it. Like, I probably bring it up at least once every 5 videos, like, oh man, I need to relocate, this and that, like, oh, I gotta move, like, hey, you know, it's probably time that I actually start putting it into like kind of a 5-year type plan, or sooner if possible. So I mean, the first step to something like that is to kind of like secure yourself some work, and then I think my biggest problem is probably going to be just the visa situation, especially due to like what's going on with the economy right now. Like I know the States, I believe, has to prove that they tried to hire someone local before they could hire someone like out of country type thing, like an immigrant is what I'd end up being, right? So like my certifications and my qualifications and stuff like that, like on paper I'm, you know, an awesome employee, you know, like, so that I've kind of got that going for me. And then in the States, like my level of training compared to the United States is just like there's no comparison there. So it's like on paper I'd be a very good choice for a company, but when it comes down to is can they actually justify hiring me? So I know when I previously looked at it a few years ago, some places were just like, man, if you get here you've got a job tomorrow, and it's like, but I gotta get here, and they're like, yeah, that's kind of the problem. It's like, damn it. God bless these express lanes. Oh man, made it to the number 5 in like what, 10 minutes, and now I'm just blitzing up the number 5 like, oh, it's a thing of beauty. Like, man, I'm not gonna lie to you though, like when the traffic's at a complete standstill beside me here, it makes me a touch uncomfortable when I'm blowing by them at like 60 miles an hour. Like, I'm not even speeding, it's just they're creeping along at like 5 miles an hour at some point, and I'm moving substantially faster than they are. So I mean, if somebody's just, oh, I'm just gonna cut out real quick, jump back in, and it's like I happen to be coming up and they don't see me in their rear view, yeah, that's gonna end bad for me. So back to the topic at hand: snow Mexicans, icebacks, Canadians. Well, I know a lot of my followers are in the States and stuff like that, and they definitely range like all over the States. So I want to get your guys' opinion. If somebody who is like certified in their trade has something to offer the industry and is like a valuable asset to a company, are they a job stealing immigrant? Or are they, like working for their place? Like you get somebody that enters the country legally, gets all their documents proper, they're paying taxes, they're working hard, trying to make their own way and like create a life for themselves in that country. Are they still classified under the, the whole hillbilly, stealing my job, god damn it. Nothing against people that are, hillbillies, but sometimes you gotta let go of certain things. Even I've had to make some changes with the times. So you know what, guys, gals, I'm gonna end this one off right about here. Like, I actually managed to keep this one on topic, sorta, kinda, a little bit. We were veering off a little bit here and there, but it's just kind of what happens when I start traveling places. And just want to update you guys that, like, I'm not just saying it every single video. It is actually a goal to end up making it to like the West Coast. Unfortunately, Vancouver is just extremely out of my price range, and there is absolutely no chance I'm going further north because the goal is to get away from the cold. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation, and I look forward to, let's try and keep the if it is something that really heats you and gets you mad, let's try and keep it a little bit PG rated, just so that the comment section doesn't get like flagged or something like that. If you're new to this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for taking the time and watching. It's official. Like, there is something wrong with me, like, on this trip. What am I doing?